How are you guys? Today I'm going to uh, talk about reality, but uh, about different aspect of reality. I can say it is a reality 3, the third video of mine about reality. So today we'll see relativity in general and psychological time and passion in particular. So try to watch the video until the end and subscribe, comment, and like my channel. Okay, so reality is the truth about something for somebody. Okay, there is no objective reality. We have said reality is subjective, so it means it is a relative. Okay, it is a relative, and from this we can go to relativity. So relativity here is not the relativity, the exact relativity, the theory of relativity of Einstein. Okay, here I am going to talk about social relativity and literal relativity, I can say. So when it comes to the social relativity, relative, by the way, means comparative. Okay, comparative, or it can be connection. It can be connection. We can talk about something with respect to some another thing, or with respect to the same kind. Okay, so whenever we say something is better than the other, it is always going to be relative based on the advantage we get, the use it has for human beings. Okay, when we say something is good looking, it is based on the perception we have about some structure or harmony that is matching to our frequency. The other one, which we say bad or something different, doesn't match according to our current vibration or frequency or perception in general. Okay, so relativity can be seen in that way, but it helps to understand nature. It helps us to understand the environment around us and our nature. But it also makes illusion to our perception. For example, when lower grade science teachers teach, they teach about animals, for example, useful, harmful, okay? when they teach about plants, they may teach about useful plants. All this is related to the advantage of human beings, not about nature. But if you consider nature and human beings as part of nature, you can see that there is no useful or there is no unuseful thing. Everything has its own purpose, its own contribution to the environment, the natural environment where we live in. Okay? It is part and parcel of the universe. It has its own purpose, agenda to be on earth. And we miss this truth when we focus on the relativity concept, the relativity knowledge we have, the idea of good, bad, right, wrong, and so on. That's why when somebody is waiting for something he or she thinks is good, the waiting takes long, too long, longer than expected. The actual time always is going to be the same, but the waiting is going to be too long. And when something bad is expected after some time, the waiting is going to be too short. Okay, it is going to come soon. And in this case, you see, we missed relativity. We missed to understand that both events come and go. That is a very good thing to understand. Everything comes and goes. Everything passes. Nothing is permanent. So relativity always tricks. And the waiting, which is too long, and for the good thing to come, and the waiting which is too short for the waiting for bad thing to come, they may take equal actual time, but relatively they are different in length for our understanding, basically. And that's what we call psychological time. Psychological time basically is the time our mind measures based on our relativity perception, the meaning we give for something makes us to feel good about it or to feel bad about it. Okay? So the length of the time for waiting is going to be dependent on our perception of the thing we wait for. The longer the time means we are waiting for a good thing. The shorter the time means we are expecting something bad which is going to happen. Okay? And this is psychological time, basically, not actual time. And this can be relativity related to our day-to-day activities. But in science, relativity basically is non-absoluteness, yes, in both cases. But in science, you can talk about relativity basically considering a reference frame. A reference frame, which means where an event happens with respect to some fixed or moving object, which is taken to be a reference to express the other one. And we fix it in space, or we can make it move in space Okay, we fix it in time and it can move in space. We fix it in space and it can move in time. In one way or another, that's to say that position and motion are relative. Okay, position and motion of an object are relative to some another object. Otherwise, it is impossible to talk about the position of an object or about the motion of an object. To your surprise, we forgot that we are on Earth and we move around the sun when the Earth revolves around the sun. Ask anybody, your friends, even a physics teacher. If you ask him, are you moving or at rest? Or maybe if you say, have you moved around the sun once, at least? If you say, no, most of them are going to answer by saying no. Because we forget. Okay, we are on Earth and we say and we believe the Earth revolves around the sun. Always, without rest. And the Earth, that means us, can be as close to the sun, to about 47 million kilometers, and as far as 152. The first actually is 147 million kilometers, and as far as 152 kilometers away from the sun. Where we oscillate between these two distances. We are as far as 150 million kilometers during the summer season of the northern hemisphere, and as close as 147 million kilometers from the sun during the winter of the northern hemisphere. Okay? So it is relative. We can say things, the buildings, mountains, whatsoever you see, are at rest when you see them from the ground, from Earth. But they are moving for some observers outside the Earth, because they are moving with Earth around the sun. That's relativity. That's relativity. You can be on the side of a road and you can see a car moving, and let's say a bus, and the passengers are moving with the car for you, but they are at rest with respect to each other. You see? So always don't take any truth as granted. Okay? There is no objective reality. It's always relative. Okay? It is going to be a problem whenever we think that definitions are granted, concepts are granted, things we observe are granted. They are not. They are not granted. Okay? Even our life, it is illusion. Okay, we perish sometime in the future. Maybe nobody knows tomorrow. Okay? So everything comes and goes. That's true. It is evolving. The universe is evolving, and we are part of the universe, so we evolve. The body we have today actually may not exist tomorrow, after tomorrow, but we continue to exist. This body is not the body I have when I was 10, 15, or 20. Okay? No. It came and have experience with me, and it goes. So relativity is a basic idea to understand the reality that we live in. Okay? The reality we live in is relative. It is based on our perception. It is based on our previous experience. It is based on the knowledge that comes from our parents and ancestors. It is the knowledge we read, we learn from books and from teachers. okay? And that's not granted, okay? Nothing is granted. And the problem, one more problem I can tell you is people argue based on their own views, and no one is right, no one is wrong, okay? So don't quarrel, just try to listen and try to adjust to your perspective. If you think that's wrong, okay, also think that yours can be wrong as well, based on the perception of the other, okay? So reality depends on, like beauty depends on the eye of the beholder, reality depends on the perception of the beholder, okay? The perception depends on the individual, the information he has or she has before, and the program in her mind or his mind, which was developed from birth to where he is now or she is now, okay? So that's what is the reality, basically. I mean, relativity of reality. That's a relativity of reality. When we come to passion, we can associate passion to this one, especially to the psychological time, okay? Usually, when we are doing something and we hate what we do, okay, maybe our job or something, our hobby, it can be anything else, but we have to do it because of some living life reasons, like we get living experience from it, or maybe we are forced to do it because of some other person's expense, okay, for the sake of somebody else. If we hate what we do, basically, when we are doing it, we are going to count the time, okay? We are going to check the time, maybe in each 30 minutes or an hour, or maybe less than that, or more or longer than that, but we check, okay? Because we want to escape from it. In one way or another, we want to escape from it. So when we experience such things, when we do something, basically that's not our passion, okay? If our mind is operating from the psychological time, basically we are not doing our passion. We don't love what we do, or we have no love for what we are doing. But if you love what you are doing, if you don't know how long you are doing it, okay, where you are doing it, or if you forget anything else, but your total energy is on what you are doing, okay, believe me, you are enjoying doing it, okay, you love to do it, and that's what is your passion means, okay? Passion means you do it without considering the time. You do it without attention divided among other activities. Your attention is going to be totally on what you are doing, and what you do looks good for you. The result, whatever the result, whatever the process is going, it looks like you enjoy what you do, how you do it, what the result is. If you have such experience, don't let that activity escape from you. Just stick with it and do. You'll enjoy it. Your everything from your life aspect will be in harmony with nature, and you will come up with, we can say, success. Basically, success for me is if you love what you do and enjoy what you are doing and what you are getting, basically you are successful. And that's what we call passion, okay? So passion can be defined based on the time. Is the time long for you when you're doing something? If it looks long for you, Basically, it is not your passion. If you don't know the time, how long you stayed there doing it, then it is your passion. And when you do your passion, everything becomes correct. Even you will be rich in material aspect. You will live an abundant life. Okay, an abundant life. Abundance will be all over you. Okay, thank you very much. Subscribe, comment, and like my video if you like it. Tell me, and if you see something to be improved, tell me. Thank you very much. For today, I will come with Reality 4. Thank you. Bye.